Hey, guys and gals, this is Alex with the KC Multifamily Minute. Today is Monday, July 14th, 2025. Let's get right into it. Well, every single week we cover everything new that comes on the open market, whether that's the MLS, LoopNet, Zillow, Crexy, Redfin, anything you like, you name it. I cover it as long as it's on the open market. And that includes my listings as well. And so this week, what do we got? What's new? What's on the market? How many are out there for you to take a look at? Well, first up, let's talk about what's out there. So there are 40 listings out there over on LoopNet. Of those, 37 are still available. This is multifamily only. So three are under contract there. So there's a lot to look at. Most of those are 2 million, 1 million, 2 million plus over there. Over on the MLS powered stuff, which includes my website, legendaryapartmentbrokers.com, which I have pulled up right now for podcast listeners. There's listed over there as about, let's see here, I've got one, two, three, four new ones that are actually new ones. There's a couple of older ones on there. We'll talk about that. But anyway, so there's four new ones there. But how many total? So there's 77 listings that are out there. Of that, 60 are still available, which means there's about 17 or 18 under contract. So 60 are available that are $500,000 plus. Half of those are 500 to a million. So let's call it 30 that are out there that are a million plus. If you're like, well, I need $1 million plus properties, and if you're the 500 to a million, you've got 30 to look at. A lot of fourplexes, duplex packages, some of those kind of things out there. Now, this is only 2020 or older properties. So if you got new construction stuff in there, that's not part of this deal. So keep that in mind as you're looking at the open market and the statistics here. So what about the new ones? So let's cover LoopNet first. So for podcast listeners, I pop over here to LoopNet. And what do we got? So there's one new listing, like I said, for 495,000. We're going to zoom in right on that. We're not going to spend a ton of time on it, but it's right off Forest Avenue, east of the downtown loop, which is I-70, I-29, I-35 here, very just east, not even a block off that, off Independence Avenue. But it is not in the downtown loop. It is not in Pendleton Heights. It is not in Columbus Park. It is not in the River Market. So it's right there just east of that. It's a six-plus for 495,000 though. However, it looks like it's completely vacant. So you're looking at 100 and let's see here. No, sorry, $82,000 per unit for that vacant sixplex. So keep that in mind as you're looking at it. It's not a perfect location. To me, it's for if somebody wants a redevelopment project. Classic, all brick building, looks kind of cool, but would take some work and time there to make that fancy. But this is a great reminder of the 0% cap rate that I reference. People get obsessed with cap rate. Well, I can't buy a 4% cap rate. I can't buy a 6%. I can't buy a 3%. Well, this is 0%. It's vacant. No matter what the price is, it's 0% cap rate. So just think about that. Even if it sells for $200,000, it's still a 0% cap rate building. So that's when we talk about cap rate, how important it is to really understand your own expense ratio, the building's own expense ratio, how someone's currently operating it, how you're going to operate that, because that's all going to be different. That's going to impact to be your cap rate, not really the market cap rate of what it is. Now, it's completely stabilized, brand new. That's a different situation, but 99% of what I sell is not completely stabilized, brand new. So anyway, just a quick note there on cap rate and how to look at these types of deals, okay? All right, so that's everything new on LoopNet this week over the last 7 days. Now let's pop over to my website here where I talked about there was four new ones. This top one here has actually been on the open market on the LoopNet side of the house, for quite some time. So I'm not going to cover that. There's a couple other new ones here. These are actually my new listings. So this is actually a house package for $825,000. I'm going to click into it. I'm going to go over it real quick. So it's a house package in Midtown for $825,000. Great locations here. We've got a 3-bedroom, two 3 bedrooms, and a 2 bath and a 4 bedroom. Okay, so $825,000 for that package. They're all across Westport here and Hospital Hill. They got some pretty good in-place rents, but there's a lot of room to grow here. This is also one of those classic situations where you have a lot of opportunity to buy a house package, let them go vacant or whatever, fix them up, flip them. A lot of different exit strategies you could do with these types of house packages here in the heart of Midtown Westport. Okay. So it's my listing, exclusive listing. Reach out to me. We can talk about that one. Then another one of these new listings here is also one of my listing. This one I like a lot as well. This is two houses in Class A locations. So this one is there's two houses. The first one is 5212 West 76th Street in Prairie Village, Kansas. So it's a Prairie Village house, 3 bedroom, 1 bath. And then we also have a 3 bedroom, 2 bath in Lee Summit that is off Florence Avenue. So two Class A located properties for 550,000. So less than $280,000 per house retail on these. In my opinion, you go in there, you maybe spend $5,000 to $10,000 on fix up, and you know that the sky's the limit there on prices. 350, 400,000, depending on what your plan is. So that's the play here. They also have pretty good in place rents at about $1,700 or so per house. So this could be a great, more of an appreciation play, or make some money on lease up, whatever the case may be. You've got some options here with this house package and Class A located deals here. Remember, you're not going to have hardly any expenses other than, of course, taxes and insurance. Tenants are going to stay a long time. Tenants are going to pay their own utilities, mow their own lawn, etc. So a lot of opportunities here with these little house packages, especially with the Class A located stuff. So anyway, take a look at that. Reach out to me, Alex at legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. We could talk more there. And then two more new listings. One's actually an older listing. This one is a 19 tiny house package in Independence. I like this deal. I said it last time it was out here. I'm not sure why it went off market, but I'm sure there was good reasons for it. But basically, you're looking at about 71,000 per tiny house. I like these because tenants are going to stay a long time. They're not going to leave. They have their own house. They pay virtually all their own utilities. Yes, you probably have to mow the lawn, etc. But you put some property management on it for 70 some thousand bucks per door. You're looking at a pretty good deal here, with not a lot of headache, not a lot of things going on. Now there are some Section 8 tenants in there, so it's up to you and your strategy. My strategy would be over time to put in all market rate tenants that pay top of the market, make them pretty nice, and you would have a great community of 19 houses here in Independence. Okay. So that's that deal, which I'll stress that one. And I haven't even talked about really kind of where these fit in as far as Class A, B, and maybe where they fit in for your 1031 exchange. So backing up here on the Forest Avenue sixplex over here in LoopNet, that's going to be a Class C plus area. 1031 exchange, that's more of a pet project because it is vacant. It is for 500,000 bucks, but you can make it pretty nice and get pretty great rents on that. Okay. So that's the LoopNet property. And then getting back to the houses I was talking about, both of those, the one in Westport, that's going to be a Class A location, urban core location. And then, of course, the Lee Summit and Prairie Village, that's going to be Class A. And those are going to be great for 1031 exchange. You can use that. You can buy those portfolio. You can identify and close out an entire house package as one of your properties you're buying for your 1031 exchange. So I like that aspect as well. Both of those could be good fits for you if you want to do a little bit more passive. Single family homes more passive than multifamily, so it could be a great fit for you for that. Okay, and then these these tiny houses, Independence, that's gonna be a Class C location. And again, like I said, I like the deal. If you put market rate tenants in there and you really put a nice property management on there that understands, and you make the insides pretty nice, it's going to be a great cash flowing property there in Independence, both short term and long term. So take a look at that as well. All right. All right. So the final new deal here is a Class A located fourplex podcast system. Zooming in here, it's in Blue Springs. Oops, map kind of messed up. That's all right. So it's in Blue Springs. It's 600,000 for a fourplex, which is what we're seeing fourplexes in Blue Springs go for now. There's another one. I don't know what the sale price is yet, but it was basically 600,000 that also is under contract. Here's another one that's 600,000 that also is a fourplex. Each has a garage. Each has an unfinished basement or something similar to that, but they're large fourplex just north of I-70 in Blue Springs. Excellent location. Quite a bit of CapEx has been done to it over the last 4 or 5 years. I like this deal for a 1031 exchange. If you get up to 600,000, suburban location. It says here tenants pay for all their own utilities. You can't get much better than that. I think this will go under contract pretty quick. But if you got a 1031 exchange, You're okay with $600,000. On paper, it might look like you're overpaying for it, but you're going to have a lot lower expenses and turnover there in that location than some of these other properties look like they're getting better returns for you. Okay. All right. So that's every single thing new on the open market here this week in Kansas City. You know how to reach me. Email me, alex@legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. We'll talk soon.